So what are we going to do? Tell me.
So my sense is politically there are three schools of thought. One is a progressive alliance beats the Conservative.
And what do you think?
I don't know if that's going to work. One is that the Labour Party will get a new leader and will just get a load of fire. I can see that working.
Okay.
Another is that it will become so urgent and no election will be called and we'll be going into this in a fog without any electoral choice at all, that the kind of dissenting voices in Parliament will group together and will just suggest a government in the national defence.
Wow.
I know. So then you're looking at, George Osborne, Nick Clegg, Keir Starmer.
Forming an alliance.
That is sort of, in a weird way, that's sort of what Blair was intervening for.
Do you think Blair was right?
Everything he said in his speech was right. Literally everything. It was so weird. Not only was he right in every particular, but he was right in the way he said it. It was so weird to hear a really complicated political speech,
So who should have said it? Because the sort of feedback is Blair's the last person to have said it, even though he said all the right things. So who should have said it? Where is that, where is that shining light?
Somebody said it was like being lectured on childcare by Gary Glitter. That's quite bad. The reason Blair said it was because nobody in the Labour Party can say it. Nobody outside. John Major could say it, but he hasn't got the cachet. Ken Clarke did say it, and everybody loved it, but it was just a kind of funny town. There are probably senior members of the Labour Party who should say it, but in order to say it, they'd have to just cut ties with their leadership.
But at what point do they give up? I mean, how bad does it have to be?
Somebody did say it's going to have to get a lot more painful for them before they... what's so annoying is when you look at those by-election results, in the old days it would have been, if they get good results, it will give them kind of energy, and if they get bad results, it will sink them. Now, the truth of it is, whatever the result is, the people voting are going to be hating both options. The real story is the paucity of both options, and that is, I'm not going to say it's okay. It's not okay. It's not okay, and I'm terribly angry about the way the Labour Party has. Because I wasn't not a supporter. I did think that Jeremy Corbyn needed to bring a new perspective into a kind of dead debate, but he didn't need to cling on to it with all his might. I thought he would be a John the Baptist figure who would just fluff everything up for Jesus, but he's not.
I think we all hoped he was.
Yeah.
But no. We talked about the resistance. What are you going to do with your beret, your trench coat, your pistol in your knickers? What is Zoe Williams going to do in the resistance?
I think the important things are the cultural thing is hugely important. The kind of making sure that you're framing the story in the way it needs to be framed in order to get a good. And that, I think, probably does have to go broader than a newspaper. It probably does have to feed into absolutely everything you do. I think practically, it will be you've got to get out and be on the ground. You've got to be at an Equality Trust meeting or any kind of meeting. I'd even go to a Labour Party meeting. Any meeting. Just go to a meeting. Mobilise as the people that you are. And if you're not, and everybody says they're not a joiner, but I think they just haven't found the right thing to join.
So we need new stuff.
The thing about the Women's March, they are having huddles post-March, and I was thinking of actually hosting a huddle. But even if I don't host one, I will go to a huddle because
Let's host a huddle. We should do this. Could be a huddle.
Oh, why don't we host a huddle? Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we? Look at these amazing women.
But then the next thing you do is you always say, well, where do you go from there? Now we've all met, what do you want to do? And you're always left with quite a narrow stack of options. You're like, well, we could have another march.
Zoe, it's been amazing to have you here. It's lovely to talk to you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you coming. It's been a joy.